The Gatorade Cup Series is ready to go racing at the Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama for chase race number 8 on the Gatorade Cup Series season, as we are here in the Camping World 500. Red Bull Racing has swept the front row for the Camping World 500. TJ Hanley on the pole, who's outside is his teammate Oliver Galloway. Then third is Keegan Thompson, fourth is Lawrence Palapon, and Joe Jefferson rounding out the top 5. Then our points leader starts 6th, 7th is Anton Charles, Jay Jefferson 8th, 9th we have Danny Lloyd and Tim Gary, the final cards at the top 10. As we look at the rest of the field, there's Stephen Taylor, who's inside Eli Bright. Then we have Carter Friesen with Landon Lyons, along with Adam McDowell and Charles Robert. Then there's Griffin Lynn and Justin Lightning, Derek Hamill with Jeff Bright. Then there's Dale Lightning and Nathan Stapleton, Mathis Wells with Ryan Taylor. Then we have Code Luigi and Luke Rainey, Sebastian Kukulon with Greg Torres. Then there's Jonathan Beeford and Anthony Hernandez, Josh Crash with Pena Salada. Then we have Steve Larker and Alexander Rowe, Jacob Davidson with Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Then there's Patrick Smith and Trip McGinnis, Diego Yepez with Levi Shones, and in the front row, the 12 of Roberto Rivera, and 2's outside is the number 11 of Jake Galloway. So there is our 42-car starting lap for the Camping World 500 here at Talladega. Let's get going. Let's go down trackside to fire these engines up.
Drivers, start your engines!
And 42 engines fire up here as we get ready to go racing at the 2.66 mile speedway in Talladega, Alabama for the Camping World 500 chase race number 8 to 12 in the Gatorade Cup Series season number 8. Red Bull Racing sweeping the front row. Toyota bringing their stuff, obviously, especially in the Red Bull Racing camp, but can they hold on during this race with this pack racing 3 and 4 wide, even 5 wide at points? It's going to be very tough for these drivers to hold track position, which is why track position means absolutely nothing here at Talladega. Jake Galloway starting 42nd, can be up into the race lead by 5 laps. This is how crazy Talladega is in the Gatorade Cup Series. And the championship picture, a lot of drivers hoping that the guy who starts 6th, the Max Harrison, has a bad day. The 98 comes into the race with a 6-point gap over second place Trent McGinnis, and then the next closest is the 99 Jacob Davidson and the 24 Lawrence Palapon. They are both 9 points back. Stephen Taylor is 11 points back. Those are the only drivers within a race of the points lead. Drivers on back down, hoping that the 98 and others have bad days and they can capitalize. 29 laps at the Talladega Superspeedway, 2.66 mile oval in Talladega, Alabama. Let's get going. We are green at Talladega. Thompson from third, leads lap number 1. He got in front of the 2 Red Bull Racing cars. Now they're 4 wide for second. Landlines in third one comes to the bottom lane. 4 wide now, multiple places in this pack. 4 wide can work here at Talladega. Normally it's the 5 wide that pushes it. Let's see how it goes though down the back stretch. You can see that 4 wide starting to form in the pack. That's normally what we're used to seeing here at Talladega. Thompson holding a nice gap. Landline's trying to get to him, but they're 3 wides to go down the super stretch for the first down at full speed. Jeff by the 5, a big run to get to the inside for second. Now trying to get to that 6 of Thompson. Force that 6 up the racetrack. He's there to get his quarter panel there. To the inside of the 6 he goes off turn 4. Side by side for the race lead here at Talladega. Jeff by the 5 down low. Stapleton the 29 looking low. Gets halted there. The 09 Brian Taylor makes the move down low. 3 wide for a second. Behind racer Jeff Bright into the tri-oval. And out of the tri-oval, remember the start finish line down past the tri-oval. Bright leads lap 2. And they're looking to go 4 wide. Ryan Taylor get forced in the middle there. The 10 of Greg Torres down to the bottom lane. So far they're only 4 wide. That's fine. If they're 4 wide, the 5 wide, and maybe some instances of 4 wide will be the breaking point. But right now this 4 wide, this orderly 4 wide, that's what we want to see at this pack. It can work out pretty well. Torres for the lead, trying to jump down front. Jonathan Beeford, 13 having none of that. He'll take it to the bottom lane. Hung a left to go 3 wide for the lead. Jacob Davidson, one of our chasers, coming forward. Patrick Smith, the 98 to Max Harrison, has made no ground, but he hasn't lost any ground as well. The 98 stuck in the middle lane, not really going forward or backward. Buford jumps up in the 13, allows the bomb lane to the 33, allows the bomb lane to the 99, Jacob Davidson. They're trying to go 5 wide, and Max Anderson is one of them in that. 5 wide at Talladega. Max Anderson on the outside of it. Trying to sort out by the time you get to turn 1. There's still 5 wide. The 7 trying to low. Then they go into the wall. The 98 squeeze against the wall. Max Anderson, our points leader. 38 spins around the 16, the 00, the 29, the 9. They come down the banking. Yellow flag and our points leader is heavily damaged. He was onside. And they wreck off of turn number 2. The 34, the 12, the 75. Hit again. The 5 of Jeff Bray, who's just leading this race. The yellow flag is out. Chasers involved. And racing it back. Not many cars get away. The 14 of Patrick Smith. The 17 Levi Shones trying to bring them around to lead them back to the caution flag on lap 4. The 17 stays in line. It'll be Smith, Shones, Luke Rainey, Ryan Taylor, and Greg Torres back to the line 1 through 5. Smith, the chaser. Caution is out. And Chase hopes. There's Thompson. There's Hanley, our pole sitter. Griffin Lynn, Roberto Rivera, Hamill, Larker, Stapleton, Salata. You saw McDowell there. Charles Robert, Charles Bois. There's Max Anderson, Jeff Brent, the 5. Taylor, Palanpon may be involved. Carter Friesen has damage to the 38. Yellow flag. Is that Jay Jefferson with some damage to the 78? How about Cole Luigi? Does he have some damage? Looks like he does to the rear end of that car. So yellow flag is in the air for the first time here today at Talladega. And it's a big crash involving many chasers. But the big story is that Max Anderson might finish one of the worst chasers in this. Open the door wide open for some drivers trying to close in and get to the points leader, get closer to the points lead. So let's see what happened to Max Anderson. Our points leader involved in a 5 wide collision in turn 1 and 2 at Talladega. This was the fear of these drivers, the unpredictability of Talladega, especially if you're a chaser. And right here, there are 5 wide in the middle of the field right there. Hanley, Lynn, Anderson, and they see right there the 9, the 71, the A7 down there, the 47 down there. Brayers, they pinch together to turn 1. The 7's trying to back out, but the A2's already forcing the 9 down. Gets in the A7, up into the 38. They get into the 5, the 98. There's the 7 on top of the 98. Hanley up in the air. And as cars start to come down, others get involved. Right here, Anderson, the main one. Charles Robert, heavy damage. There's Anthony Charbot trying to get low. Gets involved right there. That's the Truck Series winner. Joe Jefferson trying to slam on the brakes. Eli Bright the same there in the 88. But what a crazy crash here at Talladega. Max Anderson definitely going to be done for the day. And how will this impact the points situation for that 98? Luckily for him, a ton of other chasers actually did get involved in this. And it wasn't even because of that crash. It was the crash further up. Cole Luigi got to damage the 42. As you see, they wrecked coming back. That's actually pretty heavy damage from the 42 as well. As you see here, as they come back, the 75, the 42, 75 down to the apron, gets to the 34. Luigi nowhere to go. Jay Jefferson, Salata. I mean, that is a ton of chasers. Jake Galloway, Palanpon, Taylor. And that's the only good news for Max Anderson, is that so many chasers were involved in the crash after the fact. Let's see if we get a better view of this. As these guys have missed it, they went low to try and avoid him right there. Hamill just runs right into Larker. Luigi nowhere to go. He's right to the outside, but that's a pretty heavy damage for a 42 of Cole Luigi. Not be surprised to see him off the pace here at Talladega. So already, massive crash. It's going to take out a lot of drivers' hopes and dreams of winning here at Talladega. And a lot of drivers going to lose a ton of points in terms of chase. Now about Trent McGinnis, the 19 was ahead of the crash. He was second in points, 6 points back at the points lead coming into the day. So it's Patrick Smith, one of our chasers, leads back to the caution flag with Levi Shones in second. The field staying on the racetrack, and Patrick Smith will be our race leader once we get back to green here in the Camping World 500. Coming back to the restart will be on lap number 9, so number 14, Patrick Smith, one of our chasers, out front here at Talladega. Pena Salada chaser is out, along with Roberto Rivera, Keegan Thompson, Griffin Lynn, Charles Robert chaser, and Max Anderson chaser. That means Max Anderson will be getting 3 points out of this day, and it's heartbreak for that 98. That's 19 in a very good position to take over the points lead at the end of today. Jeff Bryles out with TJ Henley, Derek Hamill, the 34, Steve Larker, Nathan Stapleton, and Adam McDowell. 30 cars on the lead lap on the racetrack. Landline's the last of them. And you see chasers like Cole Luigi damaged in 27th. Same with Steven Taylor in 26th. You look and see Jay Jefferson 22nd. He has damage. Sebastian Kukul on 20th. I believe maybe the top 20 in terms of chasers. They are good. So Patrick Smith is our race leader, the 14 car. In second, we have Levi Shones, Luke Rainey third, Ryan Taylor fourth, and Trent McGinnis second in points, looking for the points lead in fifth. Then Josh Crash is 6th, Anthony Hernandez 7th, Danny Lloyd in 8th, Lawrence Pampon 9th, and Anthony Charles rounding out the top 10. So let's see how this restart goes. Pace car to pit road, 21 laps to go, Talladega. We are back racing in the Camping World 500. Now the question is, how slow are some of these drivers going to be? Some of these damaged cars towards the back. Could it impact if we have a long green flag run, especially since we're not going to have that many cars in this pack? How's it going to impact it? Jones riding the bumper. Patrick Smith giving a good push through 1 and 2. Ryan Taylor, the 09, coming up to that 17 as well. 3-car tango here as they come off turn 2 and down the backstretch. Who makes the move? Ryan Taylor to the bottom lane, down front of the 4-3, Josh Crash. Cars trying to get in line, trying to get out of line, trying to get in the line to get the draft, to try and be competitive. Patrick Smith holding the lead. Levi Jones, 3 wide now as Josh Crash went to the bottom lane, the 43 for a second. Remember, it takes about a lap and a half to get up to full song with these restrictor plates. Henry Motorsports teammates, Anthony Hernandez, Lawrence Pound Pond coming on the bottom lane, working together, trying to get up to the front. 48 pushing the 43 forward. Patrick Smith leads from the restart. He'll lead with 20 to go here in the Cameron 500. Patrick Smith, chaser, leading here. Talladega put Josh Crash to his inside. Hernandez and Pound Pond, now the 24 to the middle. 48 down behind the 43 to turn 1. Josh Crash getting the push from behind from the 48 of Anthony Hernandez. They move their way to the top spot. Crash to lead. Hernandez to second. Now Crash moves up. Hernandez comes to the bottom lane. 48, a good push on the 56. Watch that inside line. The 99 Jacob Davidson. Big run here forming. Jacob Davidson all the way to the back of the 48 of Anthony Hernandez. No further. The 1 of Dale Lightning behind him with the 33, the 10, and the 83 coming on the bottom lane. Luke Rain through the middle. Levi shows a good run for those two. Now the field comes off turn 4. Davidson goes up high. The 1 to the bottom lane. Hernandez staying tucked in behind the 43 Josh Crash. Not wanting to make a pass on that number 43. And falls off a little bit through the tri-oval. Crash leads at Talladega with Hernandez second. And now this 3 and 4 wide pack behind. Down to the bottom lane comes the 33 of Alexander Rowe with the 10 of Greg Torres. Down the back stretch, trying to get in line to get to those front 2. Alexander Rowe pulls down low in the 33 car, trying to get beneath the 48 of Anthony Hernandez. He has the run down to the bottom lane, trying to use the draft well. Alexander Rowe down low. Gonna grab the race, or gonna grab second away here at Talladega. Mathis Wells, the 18, coming on the bottom lane with the help from Sebastian Kukulon. Kukulon's not had a great chase by any means. Looking to just try and get points and wins at this point. Rowe hangs left to get to that one to the bottom lane of the 43 Crash. To the tri-oval for the lead. 4 wide further back in the pack. Rowe, Crash, side by side. Alexander Rowe edges at the start finish on the lead. And here comes second in points, Shirt McGinnis to the bottom lane for third to turn 1. He's trying to get out of this 4 wide mess behind. And Luke Ray in the middle of that, Justin Lightning, Anthony Hernandez. Joe Jefferson, the 39, coming forward as they come down the backstretch. McGinnis down to the bottom lane of Rowe. Shones there in the 17. Now Shones going to hang the left. Trying to get down to the bottom lane. Rowe going to get clear because of that. The 17 has the help from the 88 of Eli right behind. They're going to move their way to second, looking for the lead to turn 3. I don't think he has the run to get beneath the 33. We'll see if Rowe can get down line. Looks like he does. Nice job there by the 33, getting down in line from the top side. Now Eli Bright trying to get beneath the 17 Shones, but stays with them, wanting to push Shones to the front. Now the 17 to the bottom lane through the tri-oval. Here comes Levi Shones. Exit the tri-oval to the start-finish line. Looks like Rowe led the 17 on the bottom lane. The 88, where's Eli Bright go? He goes to the top side to turn 1. Giving it up to the 33, his fellow Chevy teammate. But Shones in that bottom lane well. He doesn't have the draft now. Look at Eli advance at 33, seeing that run was going nowhere. Eli to the bottom, trying to help the 17 out. Has Steven Taylor, the chaser, behind him. They race side by side. Look at the run for the 20. Steven Taylor taking 3 wide to the bottom. Can he get to Shones to make the move? And it looks like they're wrecking. They are to the inside wall. They're finishing to avoid some others. Yellow flag will come out once again. No, we stay green. 3 cars spin to the inside, but they are out of the way. Tim Garrett, Justin Lightning, and it looks like Danny Lloyd were around. We stay green at Talladega. 3 cars spin off the track. No yellow flag. I'm surprised they kept it green there, but we'll have to see. Is there any debris on the racetrack? Shones in the 17 out front. Jones leads the 4 wide pack. Patrick Smith back up to second. And then 3 and 4 wide for third. It's Lawrence Poundpond, the chaser, to the bottom with help from chaser Jacob Davidson. Look at that snarling pack. We'll have to go see if there's another caution or at the end of the race. We'll have to see what happened. But it definitely did impact this pack as the 00 and the 2 have lost the draft now. To the inside, Patrick Smith for the lead. And the 14. See the tire marks there towards the inside wall. Patrick Smith, the 14, to get out front once again at Talladega. Levi Shones can take back to second. But now the inside coming. The 1 and the 21 to the bottom. Into the tri-oval. The 1 trying to block the 21 off. Gets down to the bottom lane. Here comes Dale Lightning with the run onto Patrick Smith. Can he take it anywhere? Does he just help that 14 forward? Kukulon will make it from the overtop view. Here comes Sebastian Kukulon with help from Jacob Davidson to the bottom. See the 3 wide back there, Jake Galloway moving back on the outside. Inside working. Kukulon, Davidson clear in second and third. Down the back stretch. Smith doing a good job right now on the 14. Here comes Kukulon though. Look at the 91 with him, but now the 99 to the bottom even more. 3 wide for the lead at Talladega. Jacob Davidson, a big move. How about Hernandez getting right down front of Joe Jefferson? That was close there for those two. Jacob Davidson off turn 4. He's going to lead right now. Hernandez to 48 through to second. This is a big race for Davidson. Coming into the race 9 points behind Max Anderson. He could right now tie the 98 in points after this day. If Jacob Davidson gets the highest finishing chaser, he would tie that 98 in points. So it's a big day for Jacob Davidson. He needs to capitalize on this 98 bad day. That's the same with Trent McGinnis. 6 points back. He needs to capitalize. And the 19 right now stuck 4 wide middle. Jacob Davidson leading at Talladega. Joe Jefferson's help from Jay Jefferson. They get to second and third. But now down the back stretch. 39 stayed down low. Look at Jay Jefferson looking lower. Look at the run for the outside. Kukulon 14. Patrick Smith, they're lined up. Jay Jefferson first 4 wide. And here comes Landlines to the 31. Kukulon got a big run but couldn't get clear. Stalls down the outside, Joe Jefferson. Here they come off turn 4. Oh, they're looking 5 wide back there. That's dangerous right there. They come together. Around goes Oliver Galloway in the front of the field. Jonathan Buford to the outside wall. Dale Letting, Jake Galloway. Letting bounce off the wall another time. Yellow flag. Coming back to the caution flag. Jacob Davidson, 99, won't lead them. It was 4 wide for a second. Couldn't tell who got Maven Kukulon. By a nose, it was Sebastian Kukulon. So the yellow flag. For the second time at Talladega, crash off turn 4. Oliver Galloway, Jonathan Buford, Lawrence Pound, Jake Galloway bounce around. And we get a caution flag for the second time here at Talladega. So let's see what happened. First, let's see what happened to Danny Lloyd and the others. They spun off track and no yellow came out for them. And then we'll see the reason for the caution flag. So let's see what happened to Lloyd and Tim Gary along with, I think it was Justin Lightning. So here's what happened. They're racing towards the back of the field. It looks like they do get 5 bikes here. They're the 2 to 71 kind of squeezing together. And right here down the backstretch, they do get hooked. The 19, Trent McGinnis was sideways. Great save. Jay Jefferson missed it. Luke Rankin's back up on the racetrack. Luckily for him, but he lost the draft. Lucky now, caution comes out. Lightning into the inside wall. Danny Lloyd spins into the inside wall. Tim Gary spins. No contact made. But how about Trent McGinnis? We mentioned how he needed to capitalize on this day. He was 6 points behind the 98. He almost wiped out and was going to be DNF'd. He was heading towards the inside wall. Great save by the 19 Trent McGinnis. Keeps him in this fight for the championship. Great job by Trent McGinnis. There's contact in the inside wall. The Gary Cup 6 officials think that they were off the racetrack and no harm was going to be done there. But now it's up to Oliver Galloway and the others as they were 5 wide come off turn 4. They pinch together and a few go around. And now here's the reason for caution number 2, 5 wide off turn number 4, the 20 down low, 13, 33, A3, all in a row together. And right there, they make contact, 13 to 33, up into the A3. Oliver Galloway goes for a spin in front of the field. Cars trying to take evasive action. Buford into the outside wall, then comes down to the 1. Dale Letting gets the 1 to the wall. Jake Galloway makes contact right there at the 13. Galloway sideways keeps the car going straight, but there might be some front end damage to that car. Right there, Oliver Galloway drives away, so luckily for the A3, he drove away, but I do think he has some damage from getting contact with others. And then the 1 of Dale Letting, he also took a pretty hard hit into the outside wall a few times, along with Jonathan Buford. Yeah, the 1 of the 13, I think, got the most damage in this. I think the 1 bounced off the wall a few times too many, and the 13, Jonathan Buford, he got ping-ponged around many times. But see this from a different camera angle. They were 5 wide off the corner. And we're lucky this didn't take out the back half of the field. A lot of drivers did a great job just slowing their cars, getting it by. If their Lightning bouncing off the wall a few times, that damage to the 1 obviously going to be pretty severe. And Lawrence Pound did a great job just slowing that car down. He didn't care. He wants to beat this 1 back to the start-finish line. It looks like he won't, but he'll be lucky if Dale Letting comes down the pit lane. He wants to restart behind him because the 1 obviously going to be slower now with that damage. And big break for Anton Charles and Luke Rainey as they had lost the draft, and now they're back up into it. Chaser Jacob Davidson looking to capitalize on this day and tie the 98 in the points. Davidson out front, and he's going to have to deal with the restart with under 10 to go at the Talladega Superspeedway. 9 laps to go, restart Talladega. Chasers and points. That's what these final 9 laps are going to be full of. Who can get up into the points position that they need to get into, who's going to get the most points out of the day, and so on and so forth. Justin Lightning from that crash that didn't bring up the caution flag. He's out of the race. 29 cars are going to be on the lead lap. Tim Gary, Danny Lloyd, remember they were the two that spun off under the green flag. Jonathan Buford involved along with Dale Lightning and Jake Galloway. They came down the pit lane. And if chaser Cole Luigi really wants to move up, but there haven't been chasers involved in crashes that much, so Luigi right now in a bad point situation for that 42. Jacob Davidson out front the 99 car. Behind him in second, Sebastian Kukulon. Landon Lyons in third, Joe Jefferson fourth, and how about Zachary Fitzwater Sr. inside the top 5? Jay Jefferson, even with the damage he incurred in the first crash, he's up inside the top 10 sixth. Greg Torres in 7th, Anthony Hernandez 8th, Ryan Taylor 9th, and Eli Bright inside the top 10. We mentioned Lawrence Poundpine won't have to restart behind damaged cars right now, scored in the 18th position. The Dubs are in the 2 now back into it, 20th and 21st. There are all the damaged cars to the back of the field. Green flag back in the air, 9 to go at Talladega. Davidson gets a good jump over Ford teammate Sebastian Kukulon. Look at the third one to the outside, the 20 is a problem. Kukulon slow down low. Kick out to speed, Sebastian Kukulon falling off pace. 48 goes behind him, trying to give him the push forward, but the outside is going to be the one to get around. Kukulon throwing the inside. The 48 and the 14. Kukulon, a big issue. The 24 going to get slowed. The 2 and the 00 once they just got caught up. They're behind the 21 now. Kukulon going to try and move up front for the lead. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. in the 47 to second, but Kukulon holding many drivers up, and drivers trying to get out of line to get by. And a lot of chasers. The 24, the 14 are back here. The 42 is back here. Kukulon, a chaser, is set to restart in the 4th position. And now, falling off. He's set to restart second. And that split the field up again. Because of what happened, not many cars now in this front pack. It goes back to Mathis Wells, and that's it. And if Wells and Alexander can't hang on. Now 8 to go at Talladega. Jay Jefferson 3 wide to try and get to second. Eli Pratt, the 88, coming forward. He comes 4 wide to the bottom lane. Jay Jefferson to second as they come off turn number 2. Eli Pratt, the 88. How about Trip McGinnis? He escaped that madness with Kukulon. Trip McGinnis now inside the top 5 in a good position to steal points away. Here comes the 19, looking 3 wide for second. He doesn't have the run, though. He's going to get stalled out. Eli Pratt through the middle lane. He's going to get clear. But how about the field spread out it is now? At the front of the field, Mathis Wells the last of them right now in this pack. We have 14 cars only. It was going to be about 20 or 21 if Kukulon didn't have his issues. Now coming to 7 to go. Jacob Davidson, chaser leading. Eli Bright, the 88, looking at back to victory lane. The Gatorade Cup Series in second. Eli looking to the inside. This guy third on back now. They're going to get side by side, slow each other down. And now here comes third on back. Can they get the run? 7 to go. Alexander Rowe in the 33 is coming. He has a push from Joe Jefferson in the bottom lane. Here they come to Jacob Davidson. Can the 99 get in line in time? Here comes Roy. He's a good run down the backstretch. Going to take it to the bottom of the 99. Jacob Davidson. He's there. Big run for the 33. It's stalled out once he gets side by side the 99. But now they are back together. Back with these front 2. Eli Bright down to cover the spot from Alexander on the 33. Mathis Wells, the 18, coming forward. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. and Trip McGinnis down the bottom lane. Landon Lyons as well. Now off turn 4. Wells goes to the bottom lane of the 33 of Rowe. The 47 Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Stephen Taylor come low. Wells now behind the 88 of Eli Bright. To the start finish line to the tri-oval. Wells trying to get up to Eli. Trying to get to his inside. He's there to turn 1. 6 to go. Wells going to take the race lead, but where is Sebastian Kukulon? That's a big issue there. He's in the tri-oval. He's so much slower than these drivers. Will they catch him in 5.5 laps? We're coming to 5 to go. Yellow flag would end it once they get to the start finish line. Stephen Taylor knows that he wants to get 3 wide to the bottom lane. Mathis Wells going to get clear on the top side, or will he? Fitzwater clear, but not the 18. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. in the 47 going to grab the top spot, coming to 5 to go. Stephen Taylor, here comes Landon Lyons to the bottom lane. The 31 Trip McGinnis goes low, puts the 99 in the middle. It's Jay Jefferson. Does he have an issue? The 78. Now he just stayed high, really high. He's losing the draft. He has to get in line right now. Luckily for him, they're 3 wide in the last row. That will really help them. They're slowing each other down. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. and Mathis Wells still side by side with 5 to go. No one gaining the advantage. The 18 very strong in that middle lane. The 47 with the help still can't get clear down the back stretch. Wells is very strong on the outside. Look at the run coming with the 09 Ryan Taylor. Coming to that 18, pushing him. Trying to get that nose ahead. He is ahead now to turn 3. Joe Jefferson goes 3 wide to the bottom lane. Thinking Landon Lyons wasn't doing the job enough to push that 47 clear. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Now it's out for Joe Jefferson. Getting the push ahead. Clearly ahead of Wells now. The 18 fight back down the outside. Joe Jefferson, maybe think it's the 47. That's the issue. Comes to the bottom lane, 3 wide. Joe Jefferson for the lead. Coming to 4 to go. And they're 4 wide for the third position. 4 wide for the lead. Look at Ryan Taylor and the run he has in the 09 to the outside. Big run on the outside for Ryan Taylor. The push from Josh Crash and Eli Bright. Now Jay Jefferson's 3-4 in the pack. And Joe Jefferson's out front of the 39. Up the Talladega Super Stretch, 4x4 in the front of the field. Look at this 4 wide for the race lead coming together as they come down the backstretch. Contact in the middle lane between the 47 and the 18. Look at Ryan Taylor, the outside lane working for him. He's almost clear to turn 3. Ryan Taylor, a huge push to get to the middle lane. The inside not really organized. No one's helping each other in the inside lane, it looks like. Ryan Taylor, the outside, that 09 undoubtedly strong. Look at him, almost clearly. I think he is clear. From the outside, Ryan Taylor, strong run to get clear with 3 to go. 3 to go at Talladega. Shones down front of Alexander, gets the push to the 39. Look at him falling off the 09 Ryan Taylor. He's pulling away. You have to think something is wrong with Joe Jefferson with the way he's slowing the pack down. Here comes Shones to the bottom lane. He has no help though. The Chevys go with each other. Shones trying to get beside that 39 to make a last lap run at the 09 Ryan Taylor. He's got help from Land Lyons now to turn 3. So Shones gonna get the help from the 31 to get up to that 09. He's gonna try at least. Now, coming to 2 to go. Over 5 miles remain at Talladega. Ryan Taylor leading. A strong car at that. To the inside for a second comes Landon Lyons, Eli Bright, and Mathis Wells. 2 to go. Over 5 miles remain at Talladega. 4 wide in the pack. Wells advances Eli Bright to the middle lane. Shown still on the middle of Landon Lyons. Look at that 31 though from the 18 down low. Getting the run. Trip against is backed off the field. Maybe thinking he's going to get enough points to at least gain on the 98. Just trying to get a good point today. Jacob Dixon wants all the points he can get. Now look at the run for a 31 to the 09. What's he going to do with it? He's not going to do anything because they're 3 wide. Here comes Josh Crash to the bottom. Coming to the white flag. Landline's going to be clear in the second position. But does he have the time? Does he have the car to run the 09 of Ryan Taylor down? That 09 has been undoubtedly stronger today. Off the outside 4 wide he got clear. So can't anyone get to him? Coming to this white flag lap. 2.66 miles to go. White flag at Talladega. Last up in the Camping World 500. Crash to the bottom of Lions. And Kukulana in the 21. Turn 1. Ryan Taylor in the 09 doing a great job. They're not forming up behind. Josh Crash will get clear in second. Does he have the run to get to the 09? Landline's back in line third. Backstretch for the final time. Rowe jumps on the 33, but look at Josh Crash gaining on Ryan Taylor. He's got to make a last move off turn 4. Here they come to turn 3 for the final time. And does Kukulana play anything into it? Turn 3. They're lined up. Top 3 lined up single file. Can Crash get to the inside? Ryan Taylor. Can the 09 hold off the field and win easily at Talladega? Come to the tri-oval. Kukulana's and the 21. Where does the pack go? They try and split lines to the bottom. Contact with Kukulana. Saves the car. 21 coming back up. It's going to be Ryan Taylor to win the Camping World 500 at Talladega. Wow, what a finish. What a close call. Kukulana almost wrecking the field coming to the start-finish line. And it's Ryan Taylor powering around the outside there at the end. Fast car for that 09. He wins the Camping World 500 here at the Talladega Super Speedway. Great race there at the end. Let's go see the finishing results and see how the chase was affected out with Max Anderson being out of the race. Here we are for the finishing results from the Camping World 500 at the Talladega Super Speedway. 2 caution flags for 8 laps and 11 lead changes, 11 different drivers leading laps in this race. It was Ryan Taylor though powering around the outside. Victory lane for that 09 and just a strong performance overall at the end there for the 09. Josh Crash, the chaser, ends up second. Greg Torres third. Jacob Davison, a great point save for him. He ends up fourth. And Land Lyons in fifth. They have Alexander Rose sixth. Eli Bright seventh. Stephen Taylor, Levi Jones, and Zachary Fitzwater Sr. end out the drivers inside the top 10. So as you look inside the top 20, Jay Jefferson, a good point save for him. 13th. Trip McGinnis, a good point save. 14th. Smith, 15th. Pond, 16th. So inside the top 16, there were about 7 chasers. So, I mean, that's a lot of chasers riding to the occasion here at Talladega, but if you were not one of these drivers inside the top 20, you had a miserable chase day, including Cole Luigi, 27th, just riding around there at the end, trying to get any points he can. He did get 1 point off of Sebastian Kukulana on that restart because Kukulana, remember, was so slow he fell off, and Kukulana's just not had a great chase at all. It falls to 29th on the finishing positions. And then Max Anderson, 37th. Charles Robert, 38th. And Pinisolada, 42nd. Horrible point stays for those drivers, and it affects the chase as we see at the right side of the screen. It has brought so many drivers closer together now in terms of the points. Max Anderson has a 1 point gap over Trip McGinnis and Jacob Davidson, 4 points over the 20 of Steven Taylor, and then about 6 points over Lawrence Poundpond. The rest on down, it's going to be pretty hard for anyone to try and gain. I mean, Patrick Smith is only about 13 behind, so he still does have a shot technically to a game. But otherwise, I think like Jay Jefferson, he's 15 behind. You look at Ko Luigi being 17 behind. I mean, Salada is a good bit behind as well. You have Josh Crash there in the middle. So, I mean, like if you're below, say, Patrick Smith, it's going to be very hard. You're going to have to be perfect these final 4 races and gain points, while the other drivers up top really have horrible days. You'd have to have the 98, the 19, and the 20, along with the 99, all of them to have really bad days and probably finish the 4 lowest. And then for someone like, say, the 42, the 78 to be the 2 highest to really even have a shot at this point to gain enough points. And we do have some crazy races coming up. Texas is coming up, Atlanta, Rockingham, and of course Homestead, Miami Speedway. Those are 4 very fantastic racetracks and 4 racetracks that can put on a great show. So let's get going. As we go to our 9th chase race of the season, it's going to be held at the Texas Motor Speedway for the Nationwide 500. I will see you guys then.